NCIS has spent 19 seasons on TV, and that's quite a remarkable feat when you consider how difficult it is to make a show and keep the fans interested. The producers aside, we also have to credit the hardworking cast for its success. Speaking of the cast, if you're wondering where they are now, then watch this video to the very end to find out what you need to know about NCIS. In its 19 seasons, NCIS has shot a total of 435 episodes, and as you can imagine, a lot of actors must have been used to accomplish this. It all began in 2003 off the back of JAG, as some of its characters were featured in 2 episodes of the series. These features not only served as an unofficial pilot, but also as an introduction to the characters fans would later get acquainted with in the NCIS series itself. Now we're in 2022, and NCIS has become the 7th longest-running scripted US primetime TV series. It is also the 3rd longest-running non-animated US primetime TV series. But even with all these accolades, NCIS doesn't seem to be ready to call it quits. Far from that, as the show is entering its 20th season, which is expected to air later this year. Unsurprisingly, loyal NCIS fans still have fond memories of all their favorite characters who are no longer on the show. Gibbs and Ducky are still around, but what about the rest who have since left? We've had to say farewell to many of them, and even though I'm sure you've wished them well, I'm also sure you want to know what they are up to now. That being said, let's take a look at some of the major NCIS cast members who are no longer with the show and take a peep at what they are up to now. Coming in at number 1, Pauley Perrette. Pauley played the role of Abby Sciuto on NCIS for an amazing 15 years. She said her goodbyes in 2018 under circumstances that most fans found worrying. In a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, Pauley revealed that she had what she described as a massive stroke after her tenure with the show came to an end. She said, and I quote, "I woke up and had no feeling on the entire right side of my body." She said she initially thought that she had just slept funny until she could no longer feel her fingers touching her face. She also said she couldn't feel her laptop sitting on her lap, and that's when she knew something was wrong. She further adds that she could have burned or cut off her finger and wouldn't even feel it. The former NCIS star proceeded to make a long list of all that she has had to deal with over the past few years. These include the stroke she suffered and losing many loved ones, including her dad and a close cousin. It wasn't all a sad interview, as she reassured fans that she was keeping her faith and staying strong. Abby Sciuto was known for being a forensic scientist on the show. Interestingly, Perrette seemed to have had a fallout with co-star Mark Harmon before she left NCIS. If you watched her final episode, you might have noticed that she didn't do any scenes with Harmon. Perrette is now 53 years old and has retired from acting due to health and personal reasons. She has also said that she will never return to NCIS. Now at number 2, Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon has been the lead guy on NCIS for the past 19 seasons. He plays the role of Leroy Gibbs, a former U.S. Marine Corps scout sniper who later became a special agent. In his role, Mark is in charge of the team at the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, and before he joined NCIS, he was only a guest character actor for the major parts of the 90s. He was hailed for his role as Dr. Robert Caldwell in Saint Elsewhere, where he played one of the first ever TV characters to have HIV. Mark has also received an Emmy nomination for his role as Special Agent Simon Donovan in The West Wing, and even though he was only a guest star, he was given one of the saddest deaths in the drama series. Since joining NCIS, Mark Harmon's major contribution has been to play the role of Leroy. However, he has just recently stepped into an executive producer position. As for his personal life, Mark keeps a pretty low profile. He is married to fellow actor Pam Dauber, and their marriage has lasted a full 35 years and still counting. He has 2 sons with his wife, and while he likes to keep his kids away from the spotlight, his son Sean has played the younger Gibbs on NCIS several times. Next, at number 3 on the list is Sasha Alexander. Sasha Alexander is one of the NCIS actors who made her debut off the back of JAG. She plays the role of Caitlin Todd, who is an NCIS special agent. She spent 2 seasons on the show before deciding to pursue other challenges. According to her, she decided to quit due to the show's hectic filming schedule, which she simply couldn't keep up with. Her character Todd was killed by NCIS in an assassination in season 2, and she was eventually replaced by Cote de Pablo, who played the character Ziva David. Alexander has remained active on TV since she left NCIS, as she has starred in the series Rizzoli and Isles, which she now directs. She also just recently directed an episode of the Netflix series You. Coming in at number 4 is Michael Weatherly. Michael Weatherly played the role of senior NCIS special agent Anthony DiNozzo for as many as 13 seasons. Fans will remember that DiNozzo also made his debut on JAG, after which the former San Antonio police detective started appearing on NCIS. He has also appeared on both NCIS spin-offs, NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS NCIS New Orleans. Besides Abby Sciuto, DiNozzo is the only character to have appeared on all 4 related shows. Fans had to say goodbye to DiNozzo after 16 seasons, and since dropping the role, Michael Weatherly hadn't had much to do TV-wise. He indeed went on to appear in other minor roles, but it seems he is now fully focused on his family. Speaking of which, Weatherly was briefly married to Hollywood star Jessica Alba. Although that didn't work out, and he is now married to Bojana Jankovic, he and Bojana have 2 kids together, although he has an older son from a previous relationship. At the time of this video, Weatherly hasn't expressed interest in ever returning to TV, either as an actor, director, or in any other capacity. Next, at number 5, Cote de Pablo. Making her debut at the very end of Season 2, Chilean actress Cote de Pablo played the character Ziva David on NCIS from Season 3 to Season 11. Her character replaced Sasha Alexander's Caitlin Todd, and she ran through a significant number of storylines throughout her time on the show. Fans will remember her love story with Anthony DiNozzo, who she eventually had a child with on the show. Upon her departure, her character was presumed to have been killed off-screen, although she later made a return for a small arc in 2017. Just like some of her ex-colleagues, De Pablo now lives a quiet life and doesn't seem to be interested in returning to the spotlight. Her life has become so private that she barely has any social media presence. In a very rare interview, the actress said, and I quote, "I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Twitter. I know a lot of celebrities who go around complaining about how little privacy they have, and then my question to that is always, well, how much of yourself are you putting out there? If you are everywhere, then you've sacrificed the very thing that you are complaining about, which is your own privacy." Last but definitely not least on our list is Lauren Holly. She played the role of Jenny Shepard from seasons 3 to 5, and while her time on the show was short, her position as the director of NCIS meant that she would play major roles in the season's storylines. One of such storylines was her profound history with Gibbs, and even with their feelings for each other growing steadily, the producers killed off her character in an assassination at the end of the 5th season. This wasn't the producers' initial plan, but it was a decision they had to make as she had informed them she would no longer continue with NCIS. It is worth mentioning that Holly wasn't a TV rookie when she joined NCIS, as she had already starred in a good number of TV shows and films before then. In recent years, Holly has starred in Designated Survivor and the Canadian drama The Family Law. She has also been married 3 times and has 3 adopted sons. Now that you know where your favorite former NCIS stars are and what they are up to, is there any you'd like to see make a return? If there is, please tell us in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a like and share so that other NCIS fans will know what's going on with them. Also, subscribe to the channel and punch the notification bell for more content like this.